Gentlemen, Jackie Blue, September Heather, Peter Don, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Blue, September Heather, Peter Don, Jackie Blue, September Heather, Peter Don, Jackie Blue, September Heather, Peter Don, Jackie Blue.
What business, yo? Now is the time. What's happening? Welcome to Between Friends on WNSK Online Radio, home of the Cheryl Underwood Morning Show. And typically, I'm joined by two co-hosts. Typically, more often than not, at least one of them. But today, it's Colorful Monday, so I guess they on CPT, and they ain't here yet. So what I get to do for a few minutes until they show up is talk real bad about them. Talk real greasy about them. Because black people can't never be on time for nothing other than 3 before 10 at the club. So, what usually we start the show with, with everybody there for the weekend, whatever. I had a good weekend, actually. My weekend was pretty good. I got a chance to relax a little bit. Went down, pulled my camper down to Ocean City. Hung out with the family. Sister went, Jackie Blue. She got absolutely no help while we was camping. What's up, Pat? She actually was no help while we was camping. Just came. She didn't really know how to do too much, so she know that. I'm gonna do the show.
That's it. Hey!
Don't come in here with all that.
Hey!
Take your place and set your
Look
asses back.
I'm back.
This is
She's
business.
back.
Business.
She had to make her grand entrance.
Black people are terrible.
There you go.
Y'all want jobs, you want paychecks, but you don't know how to come to work. I'm sick of this. I'm tired. Man. Like I was telling the people before I was so rudely interrupted. Jackie Blue got fired from the strip club. So she's back.
Woo! Welcome back.
September Heather was arrested on Pulaski Highway
For making too much money.
for you know what. So she's back in here. So let's start this off with one of these gotta reads. Since I got my glasses on today.
All right.
Focus Movers. Affordable moving rates, fast and reliable service, free moving quotes. Commercial and residential, local and long distance, last second and emergency movers. Locally owned and operated 24-hour call center. Call today. 443-506-7905. Book online at focusmovers.com. So, I don't even care what y'all did for the weekend because y'all flipped. So y'all missed that segment.
Okay.
So I just want to do this public service announcement real quick. Because it's in my spirit.
Oh, no. Don't
It's in my spirit that somebody needs to hear this.
All right.
If you are one of many people who do the speed limit on the highway, please stay to the right. Stay to the right. What is you in the far left lane for? In a Prius with a spoiler kit on it. I was behind this dude all the way here. So if y'all know somebody in Baltimore with a Prius, I think it was like gray, with a spoiler kit on a Prius, tell that man stay out the left lane, because I followed him from Towson. I was stuck behind him from Towson to damn near 702. Past Golden Range.
How fast was he going?
He was doing, it's like he had his speed control, his cruise control set on 55.
Hey, what time of day was it? Was it senior citizen?
You're not listening.
This was just on your way in.
This is on my way here. If you stop trying to get cute for a radio show, you can hear what I'm saying. You can hear combing and brushing your hair and fixing your makeup. Do you realize you on the radio? Can't nobody see you?
Radio.
Oh my.
Live and okay.
Listen there, Chips. Can't nobody see you, but you want to get cute for the radio. Okay. And you want to make a whole lot of little shuffling chairs around. This is why. Y'all don't have no job. This is why Trump is trying to send you back to Africa.
Oh,
This is why.
I might go.
Because you don't know how to act.
They need certain things.
You ain't gonna survive, man. That ain't got nothing to do with you because you got friends in Africa. What that got to do with you surviving over there? It is too hot for wigs in Africa. That's why you ain't.
No, it ain't. They got
yes, they don't wear no wigs over there.
Yes, they do.
So they ain't got no wigs.
Yes, they do.
That'll get you kicked out the village. Come out that hut with a wig on your head if you want to. But anywho, moving right along to today's current events.
Your beard is shining.
Mind your business.
It's glistening.
Very shiny.
Let your soul.
Ain't nothing but juices and burns. So like I was telling everybody, we went camping.
Okay, so when y'all went camping,
We went camping.
was it real camping? Like y'all pitched the tent?
Yeah.
Or y'all stayed in
Yeah,
the
we
camp?
pitched a
Y'all
25-foot Jayco J Flight tent.
No tent. These are the RV.
RV, or you know how they have the little
Why that's not real camping?
trailer things. I mean, I've done that. We've done that.
But why that's not real camping? What you got to sleep on the grass to be with real
No,
camping?
we had like. Well, I was asking what level of camping were you talking about?
That's camping.
Did you hike to a spot and pitch a tent?
Oh, no.
That ain't camping, that's hiking.
Did you hike to a particular
Yeah.
spot to camp
I hiked from Baltimore to Ocean City
out?
and pitched my trailer.
It's pretty rustic either way.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
Camping
we've had that.
It's the most underrated pastime or vacation ever amongst us. Amongst black people. Because white people been doing it forever. It's underrated amongst us. Why? Because we probably were never taken as young people. So we have no interest in it as adults.
So, like years ago, people would go to places
Entry.
like Outdoor World or we belong to Wilderness Resort, so we would do that. And that is a lot.
Wilderness Resort.
And it was
Keyword
still,
resort.
it was still the lakes, it was still the fishing, the
But it was a
canoeing, the
resort.
pools.
So you were in a hotel type
No,
or cabin with
no TV.
ooh, that sucks.
It was no TV.
That sucks.
So my son and my nieces and nephew and my mom and them, we did that maybe, and Sheikah went with us one time.
Oh, no.
So we did that.
Take the damn.
She was rest in heaven, Sheikah.
Oh, she's gone.
You know Sheikah passed. You ain't know for real?
No, I didn't know. I don't know this.
December, right around.
Oh my God, it's just this August. I didn't know.
It was extremely bad.
Oh man, moment of silence for Sheikah. Oh, all right. We back.
I hate him. And we went like 3 times. And then once we realized, wait a minute, Fredericksburg, they got like a little town up here with a hotel. We gonna stay in the hotel and then just drive back and forth. Cause we was like, we not doing it. It's a good experience, and I think everybody should do it.
But my whole
It's
thing
really not
was,
that bad.
I
But you've
wasn't-
done it
I
before,
wasn't
right?
sleeping, no.
Then y'all just go.
I've been camping 2 times in my life.
Oh, that was only the second time.
And my whole thing with the camping thing was that I'm not sleeping behind no zipper. So
Wait a minute. Weren't you in the military and all
listen,
that?
but we know I wasn't no Marines or nothing. To the Navy, we had whole boats and stuff. So wasn't nobody sleeping in no woods.
I mean, in the military, sometimes, when y'all out in the
No. Navy. We had barracks. We had boats. No woods involved. But this was my second time. And it was, so my whole thing was, I'm not sleeping behind a zipper. So,
What do you mean behind the zipper?
behind a zipper. Like when you got a tent, that's how you close the door.
So open it.
That's not enough protection.
Oh, he was scared.
Yeah. Basically. Just like
Now, if you're in Western Maryland,
jail.
I can understand.
your first couple months there, you don't sleep good because you're around a bunch of strange people. So you like, sleep with an eye open, one leg off the bed.
If you sleep.
Right, if you even go to sleep. That's how I look at camping. I'm going to be around a whole bunch of people. I don't know. I'm not sleeping behind no zipper. So I got a camera, the travel trail. Most of the amenities are home.
Right.
Air conditioning, stove, bathroom, shower,
Where did
TV.
Luke go? In the tank, and then you just get
It's,
the tank empty.
well, no, it's 2 ways to do it. You got a tank for pool. Or when you get to certain campsites, you just, you have like a big hose that connects to your camper, and they have sewage connection. You just hook to that. You got water connection, electric connection, all that. So it's like, but when we go, we didn't do a campfire this time because we really didn't have the space. Like the other campsite, yeah, it was a lot bigger. So this one we was pinned on one side. We had a cabin. A cabin was right next to us. On the other side was another person with a camper, like right next to us. So we didn't have the space really to do the whole fire thing like we did the first time. But it's nice. This time we was 2 miles from Ocean City. Last time we was 2 miles from Virginia Beach. Like you can stay close to mainstream if you want to, or you can go to those campsites that are in the middle of nowhere. I haven't reached that level of camping yet. Like I gotta be near something. We went to the bar and stuff like that. We went to the beach. And, we had fun. I had fun.
It's a good experience. I mean, I kind of miss going. I mean, they have cabins or whatever. I mean, I could still go, and it's year round, and it's I actually thought about going like off season because it's quiet, it's slow, and you can just, get away, that type of thing.
Don't nobody gonna be out there when it's cold.
Well, you're in a cabin, so you got a fireplace.
You just freak. That's all you think about. You ain't think about no fire. You don't even know how to light no fire.
You know what I'm saying? So
I recant my previous day.
when the seasons change and like all around the lake is all of the trees, so it's a nice little scenery. It's peaceful. Sometimes you need that type of vacation or that type of getaway. Sometimes you just need that. It's just quiet, any whole lot of noise. If you want to make noise, you can, but it's not a whole lot of commotion. Sometimes you need that vacation, not always turn up and a vacation with an agenda. Okay, today we got to do this, this. You know how you try to hit everything? Like you go to Disney World, hit all the
And I
parks.
think that's exactly where I'm at in my life.
You go,
I like when I go like for real, like I do enough when I'm home, like with work and after work and all that. That when I go on vacation, I really don't care if I don't do nothing. Like I don't have a problem with going and laying around all day and eating and being lazy. Like I might go somewhere, let's go do this little activity or whatever. I really don't have a problem with just chilling.
Yes, just rest.
Like, yeah, get my mind and get my thoughts
Now, I don't mean no big trip where you got, a whole busload of people. And I remember I went somewhere, it was like a little weekend, and it was like the girls' semi and semi-final softball tournament. That was not cool to be in no hotel with a whole bunch of, it's like a convention. Like, I don't want to be nowhere where you got a bunch of all of that going on. You thinking, it's going to be kind of laid back and I can just, hit the spa and, just do something. If I want to, like you said, go off site, maybe 30 minutes away.
So
you can, but yeah.
This person is a stranger, but what is he talking about tonight?
We have a couple things we're going to talk about.
It's so
Can
much
you
to
get
talk
your
about.
Can you get yours on mine?
It's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
Yo, the world is a crazy
It's
place
crazy
right now, and listen.
It's crazy.
I've been trying. What's up, Shannon? I've been trying to, how you try to make sense of some things, and it's giving me a headache.
Cool.
It's giving me a headache. So, go ahead. What we talking about? Bring us sense. What we talking about?
So I'm just going to start us off with the was killed by his parents. The two gay couple. Yeah. So I'm just going to start us off with that. We're going to talk about this Trump thing. We're going to talk about Mexico wanting to sue the United States of America for not keeping their citizens safe while they're here. We're going to talk about, we got a couple more hacks out to talk about. So,
all right.
You taking a break or we going right now?
So everybody, I think locally has heard it even on the national level about little Malachi. And Malachi, we know, is a 4-year-old little boy who we now know was burned in a bathtub with hot water, wasn't given medical attention, and then later died while he was in the care of his mother and stepmother. They are, a same-sex married couple. And the mother is significantly younger than the wife. I think it's about a 20-year difference, or very close to a 20-year age difference. The mother drove across town, the guy right across town, and dumped his dead body in a dumpster. And then there were reports that he was missing. And then we now know he wasn't missing. He was found dead, and she actually has now admitted to, I'm not sure if I remember her admitting the boiling of water and that whole part as far as him dying like that, but I know the part about dumping his back. So they had some vigils, one at her mother-in-law's, near her mother-in-law's house, which is near where the dumpster was. And I heard some people calling on another radio show, and they said she wasn't very welcoming. Allegedly, she just told them, I don't know why y'all around here, y'all need to leave.
Mother-in-law?
Yes, that type of thing. Then there was another vigil that was in East Baltimore. That was in West Baltimore. This was in East Baltimore, actually near where Malachi lived, the family lived. And he was a special needs child. I know one of the things was his diagnosis was autism. And, they showed his pictures with his smile, his little glasses. And people that knew the couple and the family began to reflect upon, his little ways. He liked Paw Patrol, it was a very popular, kids show. Just trying to be a kid, just being a 4-year-old.
His foster parent, she was very, very upset. And I wanted to know what the story was with that. Like, how did Malachi get out of their home into the system to a foster parent and then back?
And that's the big question. A lot of people have a big issue with Department of Social Services, with Child Protective Services, because they did remove him from the home for either, I think, a broken femur or there was a broken bone. And he was removed from the home with the foster parent. I know the foster mom was saying things like, even if he had stayed a little longer, just to be sure that the best placement for him would be, determined by maybe being cooperative, or was it substantiated that it was due to their abuse, or was it due to neglect, was it just accidental, was it other? I mean, we don't know that because we don't get that information from those DSS reports. But I do know that when children are removed from the home, we seem to think that they can never go back. But the plan is to reunify with the parents. And what they do with that plan is then they set in guidelines, services. They give them services. You don't have to go and seek them out. They actually link you up with them. They have someone visiting the home. If the child, whatever the child needs, as far as like in his case, maybe he would go to a special school, special hospital program. If there were other needs, like say if it was a challenge with them having a stable home, like homelessness, if that was an issue, they help with that and all of that kind of stuff. And those are the questions that we don't have yet. For social services, they will have to provide, all of that information because it's going to be a part of the testimony. Whenever a child dies as a result of abuse, then yes, the assessor's involved and the local law enforcement is involved, and they're going to have to say what their findings were from the beginning in those reports, all of the contacts, phone calls, everything. All of that's going to be subpoenaed. All of that is going to, determine, are they, at fault in some way? And a lot of people are pointing the finger at them. Why did they let him go home? But I'm looking at so many different layers. Like I was talking with my mom. My mom worked for DSS, but she worked in the area where people were, okay, so once the child goes back home, so now we're going to help you get things established. And we were just talking about whenever you deal with families, there's always layers of issues. Just with the parents and with anyone else that may be living in the home, or with the child, whether they're physical needs or mental health needs, or substance abuse problems. there's issues. So here's this young woman who's 19, 20 years old, pregnant. Okay, so you can just take that right there. So now the question is, who's the father of her child? Who's her mother and father? Then you have an older woman, old enough to be her mother. Some people think it's cute when an older man has a younger woman. I've never thought it was cute. I don't think it's funny. It's unequal and it's unfair. Because at some point in time in that dynamic, somebody's going to play the parental role. And so here she comes, latching on to her. This is love. I might go here with her. Maybe I'm not getting this from my mother. Maybe my mother wasn't supporting me and my baby and whatever was going on at the time. And now I'm over here living this life. You don't go from being responsible, sober, and available parents to turning into some people have described as monsters. All of this, had we known, we woulda, we shoulda. Come on. I don't believe that for a minute. Now, some people can hide some things. And I know some people in some families, they'll take a position. I know what I'm doing. Mind y'all business. Y'all need to worry about such and such and such and what y'all doing. Don't worry about mine over here. I ain't asked y'all for nothing. Y'all raised y'all kids the way y'all, I'm going to raise mine. So sometimes people take a position. So you have to, if that person isn't willing to allow you to help them, sometimes, you're limited and your hands are tied. And you may not know.
No,
sometimes people isolate. Some people do isolate themselves.
You can't even go to hell no.
Some people do isolate themselves.
These were
from
two evil ass fucking people who only kept the child for the benefits that he was probably getting. They were abusing him the whole time of his little young life, and they went too fucking far one day. Let's just call it what it is. It ain't nothing wrong. Nobody tried to tell her how to raise her son or whatever. People were probably trying to help her because of his situation. But she couldn't allow people to get close because of what she was doing to him. Let's call it what it is. We're not going to sit here and she might have didn't want help and, hell no, she didn't want no help because she knew she was abusing that child. And she was sick because not only did she abuse the child, she allowed someone else to come in and abuse her child.
Mm-hmm. That happens a lot.
So,
that happens a lot with the whole step-parent thing. That happens a lot in those types of domestic violence type relationships. That's another factor. Is she gonna say, "Oh well, I was scared. I was being controlled by this older woman. She was also beating me." It can just go so many different ways and so many other angles. And the finger pointing has already started. The wife was saying, "Look, I was on the phone with my mother. He soiled his pants. We were rinsing out his clothes in the sink. He was in the bathtub." The investigators already went to the home, tested the water. We know in most places where you rent, they don't make the hot water that scalding hot to where they describe his skin actually coming off. Now, we burnt ourselves accidentally. We may not have needed medical attention, but whether it's hot candle wax or curling iron or iron, we know how that hurts as an adult. So, what was going on? Did they just tune him out? Did they leave him in there? Then they were trying to nurse his wounds himself. So there was the torture and the suffering on top of that to the point where, whatever the medical terminology is, that just caused, it just caused his death. For everybody to be around and to say, if you knew he liked Paw Patrol, so you spent some time around them. You seen him with the little Paw Patrol shirt on or talking about the show, or you've been in the home while he was watching it. So you heard this. What else did you see in them? and that's what I'm not hearing from the parents. I haven't heard nobody say, I told her, I called, I went up there. When he came home, I talked to the worker. Nobody's saying that. The mother isn't saying it. The mother-in-law isn't saying it. I didn't hear the cousin saying this. You got all these people, calling in for whatever reason. Maybe sometimes, some of them are feeling guilty and now they want to say something. You got complete strangers saying, "Oh, I would have took him." No, y'all wouldn't. Because there's 1,000 Malachis right now in Baltimore City. So if you really feel like you would have taken Malachi, go sign up now. Because there's plenty of Malachis waiting for you. So it was a situation where we all had to check ourselves. Like, are we really doing enough for kids who are in situations like that? Are we really thinking about the kids? And when we see adults acting like donkeys, are we calling that out? I mean, it's one thing if we're helping the kids. If we're helping the kids and
Talking like donkeys.
and we're doing things for the kids, but they still in the same environment with these parents who are normalizing this behavior. And a lot of times it's because that's how they were raised and that's how they were raised. And we laugh when we joke about levels of abuse. I used to have to go get my switch, and I had my tail tore up. That's not funny. Everybody does not handle if they endured that type of discipline in their childhood. Everybody don't handle that well in their childhood or even
Did you ever
later
get a
in
beat with a switch?
adulthood. No.
Lucky you.
No. And it doesn't mean somebody's gonna end up in jail or not end up in jail or end up a great person or not end up a great person and all of this kind of stuff. We're talking about a 4-year-old. He's just getting his own personality at that age when you think developmentally. And
he
really,
wasn't even 4.
he wasn't even on
He wasn't 4
target,
yet because
right.
he had
right.
he was slow.
Right.
So I don't.
So his milestones weren't met at whereas it would be a child, who didn't have those challenges at the age of 4.
Right.
He wasn't even there yet. And it's just a lot of problems with that. Just so many issues, so many problems with it. It's a very sad case. One of the saddest ones that I can recall in Maryland. I mean, I've heard about neglect cases, maybe children that died from being left in a hot car or hypothermia, they neglectful. You already have the whole, molestation and all of that, maybe born addicted and so on and so forth. To this degree,
Right.
and in my profession, we've seen a lot of, baby, moms that kill their babies, but, a lot of times, and it happens to be male children. No. A lot of them are accidents.
Listen, you all spilled hot coffee, hot cocoa. Even got in the tub too fast. And you run the water and you go and stick your toe in there. Woo! It's too hot. You get out.
Right.
Or you sit down real slow and kind of ease and do it. No. This boy had injuries that required medical attention. Bath water is not going to give you that. That was boiling water.
Yeah, that was boiling.
Let's just be for real about it. That was the tub water. It's going to burn to touch, but it's not going to take your skin off. It's not. It's just not going to take your skin off. That was boiling water that he came across. And it's, you not going to tell me nothing otherwise. And for it to become infected to the point where it takes his life. That's a slow process.
Right.
That is a slow process. And infection doesn't look good from the outside and do damage on the inside. No, it looks bad from the outside. And it's even worse on the inside. So for however many days, he had that burn injury. They decided it was a good idea versus having to explain to someone else how he got burned. Like how his bone got broke the first time. They thought it was a good idea to try to hide it and cover it up. And when that backfired, see, a lie only begets another lie. So when that backfired, oh no, we can't call 911 and say he's dead in the house. Let's get rid of it. What's the mindset of someone who can do that to their own flesh and blood? It ain't got nothing to do with this older woman talking her into it. And no, hell no.
Right.
That's her own personal mindset.
She actually Googled like dumping sites and places where she could possibly dump them that would go unnoticed.
So yeah, this was planned.
Then she says she wrapped him in a blanket, called a lift, then transferred him to a trash bag and put him into the dumpster. So now with the heat on top of all of that infection and the who knows how long he was dead in the house, now he's in the dumpster.
Yeah, and infection smells bad.
He is all kinds of stuff.
So they said now that boy smelling from this infection.
They could have just dropped them off and kept on rolling. Just drop them off at the hospital and keep on rolling.
You're afraid to get in trouble. They get
Well,
afraid
they
to get
ain't in trouble now.
They done now.
They ain't in
Just
trouble
drop
now.
them
They
off
done.
Just drop them off.
They done. They done. Yep.
Barry said, I laid in my bed Monday. I was just crying. I kept looking at his little picture and all of the comments everybody was making. And I mean, the torture. And then you just dumped him. I was trying to get a mental picture of her just taking him and putting him in a dumpster.
The system definitely failed.
Again.
At the same time, his young life failed. Well, we're going to take a break, pay some bills, listen to some commercials. We'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Ever wonder how the credit card companies make their money? Well, think about this. If you owe $25,000 on 5 different credit cards, and you think your minimum payments every month, here's what's going to cost you. Are you sitting down? You'll shell out over $13 grand in additional interest, and it's going to take over 13 years to pay off your original $25,000 balance. That's how they make money. Now it's your turn to fight back by calling the Debt Solutions Network. We'll work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. We promise we can and will reduce your debt. Call right now for a free 15-minute debt analysis. 800-593-0297. 800-593-0297. 800-593-0297. 800-593-0297.
I was 35 and my life in addiction started to spiral out of control. My ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me. I felt hopeless. He called Elite Rehab Placement because I couldn't make the call. I was ashamed. I was given skills to manage my sadness and my anger, and more importantly, I'm 3.5 years sober. I'm so grateful for all their help, and all it took was making one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. That's 800-918-1376. Seniors want peace of mind and a free prescription discount card? Keep listening. Are you age 85 or younger? Here's an important message to you and all seniors from Final Expense Direct Insurance Services. The average funeral now costs over $7,000, and the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255. Our senior plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. There's no medical exam, and you'll have lifetime coverage. Plus, your rates will never increase, and your plan cannot be canceled as long as you make your premium payments. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone. Plus, call right now and you'll receive a free prescription discount card. Call 800-675-0194, 800-675-0194, 800-675-0194. That's 800-675-0194.
Lady Coles here at Between Friends, and we are live every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. right here on WNSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better.
She gonna put it on her. She not cash. All right, welcome back to Between Friends on WMSK Online Radio, home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show. All right, we're gonna jump right into this next. Somebody just handed me something, and if you've been watching the show or listening to the show, you know that sometimes we get a little hot. Tonight, one of those nights. So, I have something handed down. Where the House unanimously passes a $67 million in reparations tax.
Huh?
I'll read it again. In case you missed it the first time, I'm going to read it to you again. The House of Representatives.
The United States House of
The United States House of Representatives unanimously passes a $67 million gay reparations tax bill. I'm gonna let that sink in. Reparations.
Bill.
Reparations. Do we need to go over what the word reparations means? Like, I did something. Okay, we'll get into it. So, they obviously feel that the bill will entitle same-sex couples to millions of dollars in tax refunds for their marriages, which they weren't eligible for before
They weren't recognized.
the law. Yeah, because they weren't recognized as a legal marriage. So what they're doing in retrospect is going back and saying, okay, we recognize we made a mistake and not recognizing y'all as a legit marriage. So we're going to give you a tax break as a way of apologize or reparations.
Well, why doesn't that start from the time that they actually were legally married as a
Why does it
couple?
exist? I don't care. Like, no reparations for gay people. No. Why? For what? What for? Did we get reparations when we weren't recognized as a whole person, a whole human being we would consider 1/3 of a person.
I want my
Right.
tax refund.
I mean, come on.
400 years of
Come
tax refunds
on.
is a lot of money.
Tax refunds for gay people. Come on. Come
Because I
on.
guess what they're saying is they were
You
supposed to
just
get they were
listen.
supposed to get the tax credit for being married, and they were
Right.
denied the
And they
tax
didn't get
credit.
the tax credit, so now they feel like they owe them for that.
No, you just don't get the tax credit.
But how about when we didn't get the tax credit for nothing?
You stole my kids into slavery, so we
Right.
didn't get the claim.
We didn't.
Well,
Right. But hold on. How about when we did we get reparations for, like I said, being counted as 1/3 of a person?
The ones that haven't got.
We
Well,
are the only race of people who have not gotten reparations from the United States.
even some of our mixed race marriages wasn't recognized as a real marriage,
Right.
and that wasn't
Right.
no.
And it was illegal.
Yeah.
At one point in time, it was even illegal to have in Virginia, you could go to jail. If you was black and married a white woman or a white woman and married a black, they would arrest you and put you in jail.
Well, this goes back to
This is goddamn.
this goes back to again,
I don't believe
and
this
y'all
shit.
heard me say it
Uh-uh.
time and time again.
Goddamn House of
say-
Representatives.
We jump on everybody else's agenda, and when it's time for us to get our stuff, we can't find nobody. It was funny when we were talking about the HBCU.
And guess what it's called?
What?
The Pride Act.
Why you say it like that?
Because that's what it is.
In Maryland, when we were waiting to get, when in this case is still in the courts, trying to get the funding that HBCUs should rightfully have, and we fighting for that and trying to get that. We going to like Casa de Maryland, that's the big, Latino advocacy group, nonprofit. And we're saying to them, well, some of y'all have benefited from these HBCUs, have benefited from, the exact same thing that we're trying to, get for our institutions. And I heard someone that's a part of that whole effort say, they had to like twist their arm and convince them, hey, come on, back us. We need your support on this. Like, where are you on this? We black people like to say our brown Latino friends and all of that kind of stuff. But if you gotta damn near force them to get to see, they know how they benefit from it. But to really get to see, hey, not just you recognize you benefited from it, but where's your voice?
Right.
Where's your backing of things? And I say it all the time. We marching around everybody for everybody else's agenda on everybody else's bandwagon, whether it's, white women and their reproductive rights and equal pay rights, and they chanting against Trump down in Washington, D.C., or gay pride festivals, and we marching and jumping for them, and, the two men that adopted the child should have equal paternity leave as a woman, and all of this stuff, and all of this stuff. And when it comes to us,
bull crap.
we can't
I'm
find
dead
them.
ass serious. I am about sick of all this gay
But
rights
when they're,
and propaganda.
but when
I
they're
don't
black
have
people,
I don't have nothing against gay people. Nothing at all. It's your life, live it. But y'all, they making this shit like it's some kind of like it's a race of people, and it's no longer a sexual preference or a group. It's like a race now, because now they're getting rights awarded that doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. Why? Who comes up with this shit? Reparations for tax filings? Really? If it wasn't recognized as a legal marriage, why are we doing this?
where are we going back? And this is when
Why is we doing this shit?
we don't, and I said it before.
No, but what they're saying is, for 10 years, it's been legal. So for the 10 years in each state that it was legal and they had legal marriages there, they were making people file as individuals. which was they were paying more taxes than they should have been if they were able to file as America. Right. But here's my thing. Here's my whole thing.
Forget our rights. Our civil rights and conscience.
I don't understand how this shit keeps getting so much play. This gay shit. And
here's why.
These police is out here.
They are unified. And we're not, because whenever black people talk about reparations, other black people don't pay attention, don't listen, don't care, don't believe it, don't try, don't make no calls, don't put together no campaigns, don't protest.
Because niggas don't want 40 acres and a mule.
Don't put no pressure on
why.
anything. You can give me the equivalent of the real estate value of the highest area in the United States of America.
Talk about it.
We can negotiate.
Don't give me
Well, they did come up with a number.
Give me the 40 acres.
No, they did come up.
Nope. Give me the 40 acres and the donkey.
Yeah, they did come
Don't
up.
give me no number, because the number changed.
No, they did come up
Property
with.
value go up and down, but if I got the deed to that, that's mine.
That's the point.
Forever.
I wanted
I'm gonna
to be.
blow through that cash.
I wanted to be the equivalent
Cadillacs.
of the highest real estate value. You know, equal to the highest value of real estate in the. I want it at that level. Don't give me no something that's. Well, at the time of slavery, this was only worth that. No, we're not doing
3
that.
cents an acre.
No, this is going to appreciate. I don't
Just
want
give
it.
me,
You have
give
to
me the 40
appreciate.
acres and give me my mule. And I'm good. You ain't got to give me
We
no
can
money.
discuss money.
I'm going to make that property work for me.
We can discuss money for me. We can discuss the cash value of that.
No, because yours is going to
Yes.
be beachfront property in Arizona. That's what they're going to give you.
Yeah, okay.
Beachfront property
They're
in
gonna give you
Arizona.
the property value of something that you can't even build on, a swampland. That's exactly what they're gonna do. Because
A old mill.
trying to get reparations.
Too many of y'all now.
Too many.
Well, the issue of it is, it's just the strategy behind it. So you have people who are sitting around thinking, just like about this bill. You just need somebody thinking about. See, the thing about everybody who's running for president at this point in time, which is good, is the fact that certain people get to push their agenda.
Right.
Whether they win or not, or become the nominee or not, it don't matter. There's certain questions that are gonna come up, certain issues that are gonna come up that you're gonna have to discuss. Because they're following their numbers, they're pushing some things Bernie wants, they're pushing some things Elizabeth Warren wants, they're pushing some things that Biden. So whoever is gonna be in that front seat, Democrat, Republican, or Independent, these questions will come up at debates when they're in front of those political journalists, and they are gonna be on the table.
I agree.
They're gonna be on the table.
They are.
Now, some people got mad because, they invited 45 to the NAACP convention last month in Detroit. Why not? Yeah, why not? Why not put them out there? So my thing was, remember when Trump was gonna come here? So let's get back locally. When he was gonna come here,
Okay.
and there were certain pastors who were gonna sit down and have a discussion with him, but then Trump canceled it.
Right.
So when Trump made this last statement, you weren't here for that show. We didn't have so many issues with what he said. I only did the latter part, that no decent person would want to live here. I
You
didn't
just
like.
telling the truth.
I didn't
They
like that
didn't
part
put
about
the little thing
no.
on the end of it. Now.
About no.
You went too damn far now.
Yeah, you went too far, and
Went too far.
that is usually what happens. So where was everybody talking then? Everybody want to talk to them when they want something for themselves or when something's gonna benefit them, and not nothing as a whole. Nothing as a how are we going to handle everything that was being said? And I think the embarrassment put a lot of people on the spot.
Well, it should have put his son-in-law on the spot for all them properties that he owns in Baltimore that are rat infested. Nobody said anything about that.
And that's
His
probably what
son-in-law
45
owns a
didn't
whole
realize that.
lot of properties here in Baltimore that he rents out. He is a slumlord, and he rents them out. He ain't fixed up none of his stuff, so he should have thought about it before he said that out his mouth.
The management companies that actually, like, you rent from Sawyer, he owns, Sawyer properties and some of these other properties that
He owns a lot of them. I'm trying to look in right now.
he's talked that he's talking about.
Yeah.
But the reparation
He owns Uncle Combs at White Marsh.
that's one.
He owns that. That's one. And that ain't that great down there. Only got it for a while. But it's
East Rock?
No.
I believe East
What
Rock
used to be
was on the list.
What it used to be called? What was called the Commons of White
The
Marsh.
Commons of White Marsh is East
Maple
Rock.
Crest.
Oh, Maple
Maple
Crest.
But East Rock, I thought East Rock was on the list.
Ain't they all owned by the same?
Yes, they are.
There were some places in Essex too. I mean, a lot of well-known places that we've heard of, and many of us have lived at. Was on that list for that?
Hey, guys.
So they had complaints of rats, mold, bed bugs, roaches, and leaks. And he ain't come and fix that. And that's Baltimore County.
That's,
See, that's the importance of reporting things to your leasing office, and when your leasing office don't react, you start reporting things to the health department.
Dutch
That
Village.
stuff- Dutch Village. That stuff gets documented.
they redid that village, though.
They did, but they still got complaints.
He did redo that village.
So when people say,
Okay, but it still got rats.
He did redo East Rock.
when people say, what good is
He
it?
did redo the.
When people say, what good is it? Those complaints, they end up being.
I mean, they redid them. I ain't saying he went in there and put fine wood, carpentry work in there and all. He redid some things.
They do.
Get you some new carpet.
They do end up in big results, whether the Sun
Right.
paper runs an article on some slum landlord, or you get one of them, what's it, by Channel 45 News, there'll be those special reports, and you know how they was doing those special reports on the markets and showing the mice running around at.
So I listen to a lot of.
They'll get you.
All right, so I heard something yesterday, or the day before. D.L. Hughes.
Okay.
He said it best. All right, so he said, why is white people mad at everybody? Why y'all mad at Mexicans saying they taking all the jobs? Why y'all mad at black people saying we lazy and this, that, and the third? When who's really behind the curtain pulling the strings is you. The rich version of you.
Well, I said that. I mean, Lil Bush said that when he was president. He said it's cheap labor, and he left it as that. And it is because you
You missed the point.
you talking about the Mexican part?
No, you missed the whole point that I was trying to make. I'm trying to put a cap on racism as a whole. When white people target Mexicans, saying they stealing all the jobs and coming here killing and
Oh, because they're
raping
in
and
control of things,
whatever.
yet they complain.
White people, rich white families,
Mm-hmm.
control what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They control the flow of drugs into your community.
Mm-hmm.
They control why your little niece is strung on opioids and heroin.
Mm-hmm.
They control all of that. Why are you mad at people, minimum people? It's been known, and it's been known forever, that the war on drugs was targeted at black people.
But
It was intentionally
here's the
started
response that black
and
people make
sent
to that.
to our communities.
Yeah.
And we were the targets of the war on drugs. It was specifically given to us,
Mm-hmm.
shown how to use it, shown how to cook it, fix it, all of that.
Mm-hmm. But you hear black people say, but y'all ain't had to use it. Well, when you look at things as a whole,
It kind of fit.
I didn't have to use it. But when Scotty and Becky, who came from the good homes and the good family, who wasn't the, how people say, poor white trash, when it got to them, how come nobody said they didn't have to use it when they were dropping dead from overdoses? How come nobody said, well, how come they use it? They didn't have to do it.
We just supply programs for them now to get rehabilitated. That's why we have an opioid crisis, because they dropping dead from it. When black
And
people
that's
was
the only
dropping dead
reason
from
why
it,
it's a
it
crisis.
wasn't a big deal.
Yes,
Exactly.
That's the only reason why it's a crisis. Is
Exactly.
because white people are dying from it.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, it sucks that it's like that.
But that's the truth.
The truth of the matter is, when cocaine was a party drug, when cocaine was a party drug for the elite,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
cocaine was not a problem.
No.
But when cocaine became manufactured into crack,
Mm-hmm.
and those same elite that were sniffing cocaine began to smoke crack,
Mm-hmm.
and families were being destroyed, businesses were being destroyed behind it, then there was a crack epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
When niggas was down here popping perks and all of that, and open, wasn't no problem, no epidemic. When it got to Harford County, or Bel Air, or Owens Mills, all the places that we not, then it's a problem. Which is, a drug problem is a drug problem, no matter the color of the skin. It's a problem.
Right.
When you're on drugs and you can't control yourself, you can't function. It's a problem. So for the powers that be, it's the problem that they started, but they can't stop it now. Why? Because they're profiting.
Yes.
They're profiting heavily. So they turned something that was meant to destroy a group of people, and they turned it into a profit. So they're not going to stop it. They're not. And you figure if a million metric tons of heroin reach the United States a year, you know how much dope that is?
Didn't they just seize a ship that was coming that came
And it was for a company. What was that company?
It's,
And they had all that cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
JP. No, I don't want to say that name if that's not
I don't
JP
know.
Morgan.
No, I don't know.
And they seized it. I mean, I never
Yeah.
followed the story. It kind of like
They had a bus at the port in Philly, was it? Was it Philly?
I thought it was here.
It was two of them the same week.
Oh,
It was one here and it was one, I think, Philly.
okay.
Either Philly or New Jersey, one of the two. But it was two major buses.
Yeah.
Like major. But of the little bit that they catch, 20 times more gets in. Like, if they get 100,000 metric tons of it, you miss 500,000 metric tons of it. You just enough to make it look like they're doing something.
People just don't want to don't want to accept that that's what
Yeah, it was
designed.
true.
That it was designed to do just that. We're coming out of the civil rights movement. We're going toward a lot of independence. A lot of blacks were, you the first black man in a corporation of 5,000 employees.
What's up?
We were making, we were making gains in certain areas where we weren't, and to introduce this in the early 80s, then here comes the guns that go along with it. Just the whole. Well, when you said the crack epidemic, I associate that with
Crack.
the early 80s.
Coke, no, yeah.
The crack epidemic.
Yeah, crack, yeah, but heroin has been around since.
Oh yeah, heroin. Oh yeah.
Has been
Around
right. Since the 50s. Cocaine has been around since the 50s.
that whole
It's been
crack
around.
epidemic, and then changing the laws surrounding, if you got crack versus cocaine and distributing drugs and this, everything. Manufacturing, yeah. So now and that's what it was designed for. And a lot of people don't want to accept it. A lot of people don't want to believe it. They call it a conspiracy and all of this kind of, well, we didn't have to do it. Well, we didn't have to have broken education systems to go along with that. We didn't have to have, poor opportunities. We didn't still have to deal with racism. I mean, we were still dealing with a lot of things at the time this big temptation came along. So why is it okay for other people to fall to temptation who didn't have those challenges that we had on top of that? But we can be compassionate towards them and wanting to get treatment for them, calling it a mental illness. Now I can get a monthly check because I got this problem. So how can you be compassionate towards those folks and not to ones that look like us?
I'm not sure it's turning the camera.
I'm not gonna give it a check.
And it's crazy. I mean, it's sad, and I think that this was broken down with a lot of problems that we see right now, especially with our Black families.
So is they gonna represent the people that smoke cigarettes?
Break
Because that's considered a drug.
everything.
Considered a drug. Can I get some free counseling for that?
Big money makers too.
Can I get some free counseling for the Newports?
You can. You want a patch?
And then threw it out.
Gum?
Nope.
Hypnosis?
I
Acupuncture?
don't know, you know, nobody put me to sleep. But it's that time again. We're going to sleep. Can't put me to sleep in no chair. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 5.
So we talk about that.
Big versus us magazine. Make sure you get your
I
copy
get
of
followed a lot of
the
what it was all in the same weekend. Like El Paso.
Ohio and Alabama.
Yeah, it was the same weekend. That was like that Saturday, and then that Sunday was Ohio.
You don't want to miss it. Celebrity, sports, entertainment, real estate, and financial literacy. Make sure you got us on our website and stay BSUSMag.com. Our social media and stay BSUS and Facebook and stay BSUS Magazine. We are the voice of the voiceless. State versus us magazine.
Going round home.
Oh, yeah, she got hers.
Yes, to the guy from Pretty Ricky. And I didn't know he was married to the girl from Total. He was married like 5 years. She got married while she was in prison.
What are you going to do with your old car?
Now he's a
You
guy
can try selling it. You could junk it, or you can donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-639-8620. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It'll be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car. And as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 1-800-639-8620. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-639-8620. That's 1-800-639-8620.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights and cheap tickets? Then call the low-cost airline travel hotline now.
And the nigga got shot.
Daddy, everything.
Low-cost airlines has all kinds
Last
of
weekend was
Oh, that's 2 different things.
You can fly internationally and see.
She had
I know, but that was citywide. And still,
We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even company travel packages. So don't forget to call us first for the absolute
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
International airlines and hotels. Call right
No,
now.
I'm gonna talk about this, and I'm gonna talk about the SARS.
Travel experts are
SARS
here
that got shot.
24/7.
Yes, yes.
800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. That's 800-631-1754.
Oh no, we see a lot of that pull over, jump out, and run. Hey, it's September Heather, one of your
If they don't
co-hosts.
chase you, gotta kill you.
Listen to us live on
Come on,
WNSA Online Radio.
Now,
A nigga might rob you and you run off, he might bang at you. He ain't gonna chase you down
Who initially said that though?
and try to shoot
Whose
you.
report did that come? Well, we'll talk about that. I just hope he can remember it. Because I have friends who knew him personally.
And welcome back to Between Friends on WMSK.
hey, get up the couch.
Yeah, it's just the starter with Stanley. Home with this, yeah. Let's start over. Welcome back to Between Friends. WMSK Online Radio.
There you go.
Now it's time.
Round of applause.
Night do Kevin.
Oh no.
Now we got a Voyage in Blue benefit cruise aboard the Spirit Baltimore August 31st. Boarding beginning at 11 a.m. Lunch buffet. Tickets are $65. All blue attire. Don't show up in white, black, green. All blue attire. Y'all gonna be on the Spirit Baltimore looking like a bunch of goddamn Smurfs. But for more information, 50 Shades of Blue Baltimore at gmail.com or call 443-579-5401. Wear your blue with a white hat. And let's set it off. So, no, I gotta read. I'm looking for the paper. I got some more reading to do. State versus Us magazine. The official source to the streets from prison, highlighting high-profile cases, corruption in the police department, government, and the prison system, wrongful convictions, and success stories of formerly incarcerated. If you or someone you know have a story to tell on a feature or ad space, please email stateversususmag@gmail.com. Get your print or digital copy today at stateversususmag.com. Hey, kids, stay in school. Okay. So, of course, we all have heard of, well, pretty much. If you live in Baltimore, you know what's going on. It's turning on the streets. There's a lot of killing going on. There's a lot of shooting going on. And apparently, there's a lot of hugging. September, have to take it away.
Val Jenkins founded Hug Don't Shoot, a local Baltimore nonprofit that seeks to bring a sense of peace to the community, one hug at a time. The organization was born out of Val's frustration in the city's high crime rate and the enduring conviction that things could get better by spreading compassion and empathy throughout communities. Hug Don't Shoot provides anti-violence resources and creates programs and activities that support and educate local youth. So this is reaching out to the younger kids.
Hug and don't shoot.
The nonprofit also recruits
Just hug them.
hug dealers
Oh, they got hug dealers slinging hugs on the corner.
to provide support to local youth families of victims and families during the holidays, which is nice. You know, that's a good idea for the little ones. The organization has participated in more than 500 events at hospitals, nursing homes, and community centers across Baltimore City to increase awareness of their cause. Back on August, they had a Hug Don't Shoot along with hundreds of concerned residents, community advocates, and supporters across Maryland, stood hand in hand for more than 5-mile radius, declaring the desire to end gun violence in Baltimore and beyond. So it sounds like she's reaching out to, you know, the younger kids and wanting to, you know, kind of invoke people to help the younger ones with solving their conflicts and
hug it out.
resources.
Just hug it out.
Resources. Well, I think you
We
gotta.
hug it, not hug it.
Well, you gotta approach it on different levels with different people. I see it as something really good for the local youth, the kids. You know.
And for the kids.
Yeah. So I mean, it's nice. Somebody trying. We always want people to
gotta try something.
try something a different way. Maybe it's a good support, like a good support for families. Maybe, maybe moms. You just want somebody just to kind of talk to.
First,
Something
the
like
lady
that.
that started the Hands Across Baltimore.
Yes. Val Jenkins.
C-Spot.
Shout out to Miss Val Jenkins.
Big
Okay,
Val.
we all need to do something, try something.
Let me get a hug, Big Val. Couple hours too. You like that couple hours now.
Nice. I mean, they could probably present
Couple
this,
hours, Miss Val.
present this in some schools, at some rec centers, and talk about, especially since all the little children will be returning to school soon.
Somebody went back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some areas.
Well, they.
Wow, I don't think it's Baltimore.
I was saying to some kids walking in uniform.
Really?
Is it still summer school?
No,
Some school been over. I was thinking it was kind of early too, but
It's early. I don't.
Maybe they warming up, getting started.
Apparently
How many
some schools
cities not
went back to
starting till the
school.
third?
I saw a lot of memes saying, black parents are the only ones that tell you start practicing going to bed early.
We were just talking about that, remember, over the weekend. We were talking about that. Our mama used to say, all right, y'all, let's start getting to practice. This week is we want to be there in time. We can get back with a schedule.
Right, because you do have to get in a routine. I mean,
This is the
God.
time of year where all you hear in a black household is, if you got 5 oranges and you take 2 oranges away, how many goddamn oranges you got?
Is that the word problem these days?
5 oranges. Oh, no, take those glasses.
I mean, they may be reading a book saying, Tommy has 2 daddies that love him very much.
Right.
Daddy Bill takes him to school.
Daddy Bill is the bottom.
Shut up. They ain't saying nothing like that.
Daddy Tom
Daddy
is the top.
Makes the lunch. Shut up.
Jerk off.
Daddy Tom comes to all the PTA meetings while Daddy David's at work.
Anyway, speaking of back to school, it's tax-free week, yo.
It's tax-free. We go get your
Hey,
kids their
discount.
supplies and their clothes.
Tax-free.
I'm going to buy me some shit. Because it's tax.
Tax-free.
What you talking about? I'm going to
I'll
get me some
probably
shit.
get me some little kids.
$100 or less. I think the first 2 backpacks, you get a discount or something like that. They broke it all down, but it's on the. It's all
And
out
it's
there.
restaurant week.
Oh, yes, it is to the 17th.
And
It's
it's restaurant.
restaurant week.
Yes,
that
I think I
means-
would like to go to the Rusty Scupper Jazz Brunch on Sunday.
Is that included with restaurant week though?
I don't think so.
Probably
But
not.
I still
Probably on Sunday.
It is on Sunday.
I still would like to go.
Oh, she's saying it to somebody?
I don't know.
She's saying it to
Because
somebody.
Burger King got hella deals right now. So I don't know who she talking to.
It was some good deals on there.
It was a lot of good
Pretty
deals for
pretty good
restaurant
places
week.
on
It
there.
always is.
You can try
Every
some
day.
places.
It
You have to
always
try it
is.
out. Some fine dining.
They need to do restaurant weekends. Like have a whole month.
Well, I think
Like
they
on the
made this a
weekends
little longer
because
than what they used
And
to
I think
do.
it was because
a lot of people, it's hard for them to get out during the week
Yeah.
Right.
to restaurant week and get out and have dinner out. So they need to do it more like on the weekends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I thought last weekend was covered.
Mm-hmm. Last
There's a
weekend.
few places on there.
And I think this the last
but you notice how they don't really advertise it?
By the dock, got 2 crab cake dinners for $35.
What?
Yes, baby.
They don't want a child coming in there.
I hit them before for restaurant week.
You don't cook. So every week for you is restaurant week.
So how y'all feel about this? I saw this on Facebook. How do y'all feel about all these parents?
No, we read.
Okay. How y'all feel about all these parents going to all these different church and school events, getting all these book bags and supplies, and they really don't even need them?
I think it's greedy. A friend of
So what are they
mine
doing? Selling it on eBay?
just
They
hoarding it.
hoarding it. They keeping it. They don't even need it.
Oh, they're just going to different churches.
Because it's free.
So one of my former coworkers has sent the
Give it a hundred.
Afflictions. Amen.
Give it a hundred.
So she sent out an
I'm
email.
a bang you. Shut up.
Is it coming in a hundred?
Shut up.
A cord.
She announced that her church is having this big black party day. Now I went last year, and she was telling us all about it. We got this and got that. I said, oh, this is nice what y'all are doing. They had the moon bounce, snow cone. They had all kinds of stuff. They were selling stuff, so I brought some stuff. So this year when she said it and she sent the email out, people was like, yeah, because I need, no, y'all don't. Y'all don't need anything. So I said to her, what do y'all need? I could fill up a couple backpacks with some stuff. At work, we got a box. At church, we got a box. That stuff is dirt cheap, y'all. Grab, you can get a whole for $1 a whole box of folders. You can afford to do that. You can spend $20-$25 and get some of the basic things and support these kids, because truly, really, there are children who return to school and they don't even have a pencil. And this is why when my son was still in school, I looked at that mom.
Girl.
I said,
I'm definitely buying supplies for somebody else in class.
Yes, and that's what they do. They end up using it, and the teachers use it so that they can have it.
So they don't have to buy. Because
Well,
a lot of things are
I
left
wouldn't be
on the
fair.
teacher to buy.
Right.
Yeah.
So they ask for help from the parents if you can afford it.
If you
Can you get
afford
some of
it.
these things on this list?
Yeah.
So that way, the kids that don't have or can't get, they have it there for them.
And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that, because if I can send in, extra, even if it was at the middle of the school year, extra tissue boxes and stuff like that. But when are you gonna put some of the responsibility back on the parents? Because y'all have made sure she had all of this, Remy number 5 Brazilian curly wavy. You
Jordans. You just stood in line for all night.
You worried
And
about
I
the whole
swear,
outfit.
I swear, the next child under the age of 15, 12, that I see going to school with colored hair, I'm going to lose my damn mind.
Colored hair like what color?
Pink, sky blue, blonde, purple, red. Look, Ebony can't read.
Right.
Can't read word for
They
dang.
got it decked out.
But she looking sharp.
So let me say this. So
Yeah.
if little Ebony now is number 1 in her class, is it now okay for her to do that? 'Cause
No.
I always hear the parents say the analogy. I always hear them say,
Nope.
all of them hear
I
them
don't
say,
care if little Ebony was a star. They children.
right.
Your children should not dress like you.
Or dress like
Why do your children dress like you? Who's the child?
or character.
Why do your children dress like your favorite rapper?
Right.
Cardi B nails.
You don't
Wait,
like
the
them.
Cardi B nails.
Them
You know
people.
Cardi B got them real long. She
Oh,
bring
yeah.
back. You know how them super long ones we used to get.
I just don't get how people.
With all the rhinestones.
Right. And
I
they
don't-
still
I don't-
doing them.
And you know what? Nothing against nobody or nothing against nobody, nothing like that. But if you live in the projects, you shouldn't have your children. Your kids shouldn't own them.
Wow.
You got some other problems you need to take care of first, like in our projects.
Well, think it's all Jordan.
No, you don't need Jordans. No.
I mean, I've never been a Jordan fan.
No.
Khalil's had Jordans as a,
Did you live in the project?
child and had Jordans.
You I'm not telling you.
But
I just know. I think your priorities are a little messed up.
But sometimes you can give kids
No.
that little special thing every day.
No, no,
I mean,
you
it's
do it-
one thing if he
no,
got
you
5
do it
pair of
Because
Jordans.
everybody else doing it,
If
and
you
that's
got the
why you
little
still
one
do
pair
that.
once in his life, that just make his day.
I didn't get my first name brand pair of tennis shoes until middle school. I was a Cougar king.
Can't you get it either?
I was the king of Cougars. No lie.
See, when
But I saw this meme on Facebook. It said, a lot of kids going to school with the new Jordans when they be jealous of the child beside them with the light up Batman shoes. That's true.
that is true.
That's true. When you at a young age, I know my grandkids. My husband
That's
and I,
true.
we took them to. They always wanted to go to Lancaster because they always wanted to see the Amish people every summer. So we had to go there every summer, and we would go to the
I
outlets.
got you. I'm people like an attraction.
That's how they treat themselves. When you go there, you go there.
We used to go there.
You go through that
I'm
house.
always gonna be like, look, mommy gonna be like, look, and you see what?
Yeah, you can ride that horse and buggies.
Come on, like Polaroid, instead of the one camera. We take pictures and
But we
I've
would go
never,
to.
for the Amish people that might be listening, I have never looked at y'all like some type of attraction
I mean,
or entertainment.
you go there.
Y'all
That's all.
just live fucked up.
I mean, we did learn about their culture.
You learn about their culture.
We went to their little tours.
You go on the Amish horse and buggy tour. You can walk through their house and everything. They make you fresh squeezed lemonade.
Yes, that food and stuff be
Nice
good.
hot cookies, everything. So anyway, we would take the kids there every summer, and we would go to the outlets to buy them some summer clothes. Did you know we would try to be like, oh, look at these, they're so nice, because they was cheap at the outlets. So you could go to the Nike outlets. Oh, let's get these. My grandkids is running down the aisles asking the people, do you have light up shoes? We just want light up shoes. Y'all don't want that. I just want. That's all they wanted was some daggone non-brand. Like I was like, all right, let's come on, let's get the light up shoes because they ain't gonna work
All it
unless
takes,
it's something they really want.
all it takes is one popular kid that everybody tends to like to wear.
The cover shoe with
Yeah.
some light up shoes.
Yeah,
Everybody
gonna want them.
Yeah.
Everybody have them.
Yeah.
Just one person.
They gotta be strong though to come up with something that, man, what you got on? They put it together right. It's like, oh, okay, that's
What
kind
did
of
you put
hard.
it together? You wearing khakis and a 3-button down. Everybody got on the same clothes.
Well, now.
Everybody. You can't even look slick at school no more.
Oh, you mean because everybody just looking alike? Or
Yeah, everybody's in
uniforms?
uniform.
No, not in the county.
Well, I'm talking about in the city.
I'm glad that they do, and I think that all schools need to remove that whole. It gotta be worrying about name brands
Yep.
and
Put everybody
styles.
in uniform.
You know, they tried it.
Put everybody in
They
khakis.
tried it in the county. They tried it. Well, my daughter went to a school in Essex. They tried it at this school. Oh my God, the parents was the ones. It wasn't even the kids because the kids was excited on the school bus. The first day of school, we was out there with them having their uniform. It was the daggone parents.
You know why they was
I was like,
excited?
oh,
Because they didn't have to worry about being made fun of today.
yeah.
Because everybody got on the same.
Everybody got the
Okay.
same thing.
So you would do well. You know, part of Khalil's school was very Catholic school, so you did the uniforms, you did the bucks. If he did have on a shirt that had the Nike swoosh, he had to cover that up. He had the little polo, you know, I'm sure my son was fresh like that. So he had to cover it up because it wasn't
Systematic retardation.
about that.
Right.
You're not there for that.
Right.
And didn't nobody care. Didn't nobody care about that? So why would a parents upset over that? I think it would be easier.
I thought it was
What?
easy, too. All I had to
School
do
shopping
was
is a
order them.
breeze.
Heck yeah. We went and loaded up. We were so mad when they sent that notice home
Khakis.
saying it was no longer a requirement if you wanted to.
You can get a nice khaki skirt. You can get the pants.
And
Yep,
I
you
don't
get the
even know
little.
why the parents mad, because I've been buying school uniforms for years. I've been buying them for years. And let me tell you, it's the easiest back to school shopping you ever want to do in your life.
Economically, and the
It's-
thing about
you
it,
go to one store,
that's it.
It's on Green Mountain 33rd.
Gorman
Or you
Mills.
go to Foreman, but there's one uniform store on Green Mountain 33rd. They got every city school shirt with the name on it. You go in there, you get your child size in khakis or skirts or whatever you gotta get. You get their shirts with the school name on it, hoodies with the school name on it, coats, jackets, socks, whatever you need
Yeah,
in one damn place. And you get out of there.
easy.
And that's it. You ain't got to go to Mount Diamond to get the shoes. Got to go to Towson to get the pants. Got to go out Rundle Mills to get shirts. You ain't got to do all that. You go to one uniform store.
And I think
And
when
you buy all your back to school needs.
some of us don't like to conform to that, like even if it's okay, even for
You might as well get them ready. Because when they go to work, they're going to have a
they're
uniform.
gonna have to conform, even like
You might as well get them ready.
this is the Catholic school setting. So even with if you had hair, it couldn't be below your collar. You couldn't do the facial hair. You couldn't. It was a lot. You couldn't dye your hair an unnatural hue. These are the same things that's in the workplace.
Unnatural what?
Hue.
Oh,
So the same thing that
that
are a part of your personal appearance policy at work was the same thing at school. So when you're going into the workforce, it's the same thing. But when you got grown people, when you got grown people who can't just conform sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, my hair could be purple underneath here or green.
I don't know the name of the store yet. It's right there, a couple doors up from Melba's.
Oh, well, Greenmount.
Yeah.
Just right up and down Greenmount.
You ain't got to ride up and down, just right across the street from the fire station.
Oh yeah.
Right by Melba's. It's right there.
133rd.
It's a block before the
Like
right there.
Yeah.
They got all the uniforms you could ever want.
But this, I think it has to
School
do
name, everything.
generationally because was this an elementary school where she was?
Middle.
It was middle school. So what was the complaint?
They were like, because it does not give the
Expression.
it does not give the children the ability to express. I was like, it's middle school.
Well, the thing
Oh,
about
time out. But since when did your clothes express?
Exactly.
it's a form of.
No.
It can be a form of.
How are you expressing yourself with your clothes when
just individualism.
they all wear the same thing?
Well, that was their
Everybody
argument.
That was their argument. They didn't want them to
Wear the
wear
same thing.
uniforms because they
Without
wanted
the uniform, most kids is wearing the same thing.
That's true. Everybody
Levi's, Polo, Adidas, Nike, they all wear the same thing. So
Yeah,
what is you
style.
expressing?
Yeah.
You
So
ain't expressing nothing but what society put on you as a style. And that's what you expressing. But in your uniform, you are an individual and put into a group as a whole.
that's it, and it's not a
You
whole
are
bunch
an
of.
individual in your uniform, but you are a whole group because everybody got the same thing on.
And it's not a status symbol.
right.
It's not a status symbol. You know, I know like in DOC, they changed all of that. You can get street clothes, everybody wearing the same thing. So cut all of that status symbol out when, years ago, they cut all of that. Everybody's wearing this uniform. This is what it is. You're not going to be, stand out, recognized because you're the one with this on and wearing that. But there are days that they could have, like at work, you have the dress down day.
That's how it
Still
was
within
there.
reason.
It was there
And
on
you
Friday.
still have
dress
that
down.
at school. You can dress down, but this is the dress down code policy.
Yeah.
And who need a daggone dress code is the damn teachers. And let's
Okay.
talk about that.
Okay.
Now the black teacher who went viral because
That tight skirt.
she was very voluptuous, very
She's fat.
very shapely.
She was fat.
She was very pretty and she wore those like bodycon type dresses, which was very form fitting.
What you wearing that for, teaching kids?
You don't need to wear that teaching kids. It was inappropriate.
She was-
And a lot of
she
people
was-
supported her, but that was
Don't get on that lady because she got a nice shape.
Ain't nobody caring
That's
about that.
somebody
Ain't
got-
nobody caring about that. First of
Miss-
all, you got little boys in your class.
Miss
There's
John,
4 grown-ups right
No.
Look, she was a teacher in elementary school. Elementary school. In elementary school, you ain't got no damn hole.
I don't care. It's
Yes,
no,
you do.
You ain't got no hole on no
Yes, she did.
damn.
Remember that little boy got that teacher pregnant? He was in the 6th grade and got her
That
pregnant.
is that elementary school?
Yes.
In some
In
schools,
states.
I think in his state it was.
Some states, that's elementary.
He got her pregnant.
It used to be here elementary.
No.
Anyway, I think that they.
Let her where was she working?
No.
Now,
It needs to be
You
addressed.
parents need to stop coming up to the school
In the behind
Where?
that. Yes.
any goddamn
Hair rollers and all that.
pajamas on with your
Slippers.
nasty feet hanging out, the slip, the thong flip flop,
And get back in
with
the
your
bed.
breasts
after
hanging
you've been
and
out.
cold in your
Breast
eye,
thinking, yes.
crusty around your mouth, and then,
Trying to handle
then want to
business.
sit up there and come up there with an attitude.
Attitude.
You don't take your strength, time card on back there. Pennsylvania Avenue.
Back from the neck roll.
Hey,
Yes.
come on, I swear, look, I lived it.
Yes, Lord.
My grandma
Yes, Lord.
would come up to the school, mismatched socks on, 2 little shoes,
You had to fight.
petticoat tucked into her pants, with a sweater on one titty fell out. Throw the titty back. Throw the titty back.
That was back in the
You know what I'm
day.
saying? My grandmother did it to
Your
me.
grandmother was a
You are
grandma.
not
Yeah,
just
she was.
hurting. You are not just making yourself look bad. You are hurting the child because all his classmates see you come up to the school because you're loud. You look crazy. They see you when you get out the car,
Oh.
walking across the parking lot, titties down around your waist.
Would you stop saying that?
Because they don't throw no bra on or nothing. They jump in the car, they jump in that old red ass Honda Accord. And they come up there, the muffler ain't on, so it's loud. They hear you pull up in the office. They say, oh, Miss Johnson. Here she comes. Who sent that letter home? Now she coming up. They hear you coming, see you coming, smell you coming. They know.
But I went to school
Stop doing
with a
that.
lot of white kids whose parents and grandparents looked the same way. I remember them coming up, we're just running up to the school. They were stay-at-home moms for the most part. They made their rollers in their hair. And you know how they would do their rollers, setting their hair for the little beehives, and they would have their scarf on.
But they ain't come up there and
in
laugh
and out.
and want to argue because their child got in trouble. If your child at home
And,
tearing shit up
right.
and acting a mess, and you constantly making him go outside or out back and calm down, go sit upstairs. What you think he doing at school? You think all of a sudden he good when he get to school because he at school?
That's a
He
break.
doing the same stuff at school that he doing with you
Yes.
at home.
Yes.
So if you got one of them high wired kids, don't stop giving them goddamn Fruit Loops and shit and send them Toast Crunch in the morning and then sending them to school and people got to deal with your hyper ass ADHD child. No, give them a bowl of oatmeal. Right, something as slow as
Not
hyper
that
ass
it's
down.
either.
Well,
Right.
this
And
is
don't put no sugar in it. Let's put a lemon in
this
that.
is the part where people don't want to learn what experts say and what their recommendations are. Some people just don't respect people who are educated and people who are professional when they tell you. You don't need no red dye, no pork, and none of your food. They may need to eat some daggone green beans for breakfast.
Right.
They don't need no sugary sweet cereal.
No, give
They
me a
don't
piece
need
of
no
chicken left in there
Kool-Aid.
from last night.
Yes.
Don't
them
give none of
protein.
these cereals.
Yeah.
No.
Don't give them none of these
Cereal
cereals.
bars,
No fruit
donuts,
pebbles.
nothing sweet, nothing.
Not with
Because
marshmallows.
chances are your fat tail don't need it either.
Don't
So
give
the
them no
whole
kind
house
of
can
sweet
choke
apple
on that.
juice, orange juice,
None of it.
none of water.
Yes.
Give them water in the morning. These kids be pumped and hyped up like they going to play basketball, so they be pumped. You ever seen some of these
And
kids? Listen,
loud.
and the word this, ooh, if you live in Baltimore City, you know what I'm talking about. If you ever had to catch the bus with these characters in the morning,
Hustling.
Woo!
Oh my.
they fired up. 6 o'clock in the morning, they excited. They pumped, but they ain't pumped about learning. talking about what they did last night, who they did last night.
But where did they get this from?
Hey, man.
I know they got it
and
from
they
the,
had it.
or the absent happy or absent mammy.
Your kids do mimic what they see. Even at a young age.
Yeah.
They mimic, they repeat
Talking
what they
bad,
hear,
cussing.
and they mimic the behavior that they see. So if the parents is in the house cutting up, kids cutting up.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say all the time, because
Right,
some
right,
kids
right,
think
right,
just all the time. It's for no natural reason other than ADHD.
Well, they just bad. It don't always be ADHD.
It be ADHD, ADD. My son had it. I beat it out of him.
Anyway,
My son, they diagnosed my son with ADHD, ADD,
Where he got that from?
had medication.
Right.
He was doped up.
Where he got
And
that
you
from?
know what he got every day after school? I had
That didn't, that,
straightened him out.
that did not.
Straightened him right
That
on
did not.
out. Straightened him. I ain't had no problem out of him since he came out that
punish
coma.
him for genes.
Since he came out that coma, I ain't had no problem with him. When he came out that coma, he was serious. But we're going to take another quick break and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
We got a back to school box over here. WMSK also brings the school.
Picasso Cuts Barbershop, located 7171 Security Boulevard, Baltimore, Maryland,
You messing up the
21224.
YouTube.
Men, women, and kids,
Well,
we do it all with the professional master barber.
I waited
Stop
till
putting the
commercial.
little, if you stop putting the little yellow on the side of it, it will stop doing that if you ran.
944 cuts. That's
And then you mad
410
because the chair on the floor.
944-5889. Please tell them WMSKOnlineradio.com.
You tell me.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your old cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to the Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-978-3901. 800-978-3901. 800-978-3901. Once again, that's 800-978-3901.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner, or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
This is Jackie Good, one of your co-hosts here at Between Friends, and we are live every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. right here on WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better.
But you know what I'm saying? You were a grown woman. You were a grown woman. I can see if you
All right,
were.
welcome back to WMSK Online Radio, home of that Cheryl Underwood, Warren Chow, and www.wmskonlineradio.com are looking for jazz, gospel, entertainment, fashion, Latin, Caribbean, community, and other type shows. If you or someone you know are interested, please send us an email to wmskonlineradio@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. Beer and Talk Radio, hashtag WMSK. So, okay. So, we had two issues. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Garlic Festival was first.
Yes, the Garlic Festival.
And then the Walmart incident.
Toledo, Ohio, and then we had Texas.
And the one that I kind of stuck out of the room was the woman that shot the people, but that one was his sister. And one was his sister, and his sister's fiance. He killed his sister, and they called it a mass shooting. He killed, how many people died in that incident?
The 20 people. Oh, I'm sorry, this is El Paso.
No, I think it was 9 people. I think the target was his sister. I don't have that.
The target was his sister?
Yeah,
And her boyfriend,
and her boy.
because he was black.
Yeah,
That was the Ohio one?
That's the Ohio.
yeah.
I have El Paso, I don't have Ohio.
It was a weekend shooting
Oh
rampage
my
at a popular nightlife area. So he knew where the sister was going to be. And he went there wearing a mask and body armor and opened fire in the district Sunday morning at a level of weaponry that was fundamentally problematic, is the word that they use. Fundamentally problematic. He was armed with an AR-15. All the magazines he had were full. And he would have had a maximum of 250 rounds. Right. That's terrible. Right. So they don't know, they kind of don't know who he was targeting, but you're not gonna go somewhere shooting knowing your sister is dead if you ain't trying to kill your sister.
Well, we killed the sister first, then we went there.
No, his sister was there. Yes. The gunman was white. 6 of the 9 people killed were black.
Yeah, I saw the one of the young ladies.
Police said the quickness of the rampage made any discrimination in the shooting unlikely. It all happened within 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Any suggestion to suggest a motive in the investigation right now, police said it would be irresponsible.
We always have preliminary information. I mean, just like the El Paso shooting, the chief, whoever, he got right out in front of the story and said, these video games.
Get out of here.
We think that was an influence. Taken into custody. I think they shot and killed this one.
No.
So none of them that they did.
None of them.
Unharmed.
Unharmed, not tased, not put in the chokehold, not shot at, not kicked, stomped, beaten. None of that. They were taken into custody peacefully.
Now,
mass murder, and I've seen this all over Facebook.
All the time.
Mass murderers get taken into custody peacefully, but if you sell Lucy's on the corner, you get choked to death.
Now, people make the argument, oh, well, they were cooperative. I don't care if you were cooperative or not. I see you with the AR-15 in your hand in Walmart. I'm blowing you away if I'm a cop, because my life is in jeopardy. Yeah.
First of all, how many stories have you seen on the TV or on the news where a black person says, I have license to carry and I have a weapon and they get shot?
Yeah.
Without even seeing the gun. Without even seeing it.
And they was fear in life. Come on.
Without even seeing it. But you walk up to a white person holding an AR-15 and taking and talk him into surrendering. But had it been a black person, there would have been no negotiation.
You thought he had a gun.
Right.
It looked like.
You go at people. You get a phone call saying somebody stole something out of dollar store. You draw your guns on a mother, father, and 2 children.
Yes.
And tell them I'm ready to shoot your black ass. No weapons. Nobody even said anything about a weapon. You were called there on a theft from a dollar store.
Right.
But you show up with guns drawn.
Right.
Ready to kill. But when you got somebody who just shot 20 people, killed 9 of them, 6 others dead, was black, you take them peacefully and you stop at Wendy's.
And then the one in the Alabama
was
20 people dead, 26 injured, and the suspect was taken into custody. And he said that he was shooting Hispanics because of what Trump said.
Yeah.
He said that.
Those were his intentions.
That was his intention.
He went there with the intentions to kill Mexicans.
Yes.
So when that happened, when the Vegas shooter did all of that,
Latino.
he walked in there with the big duffel bag and the guns. Nobody thought it was suspicious because we don't look at white men like that and think that they're as suspicious as anything.
Who? Shit.
Yeah,
Shit.
And I don't know why that has not. I don't know.
I do not know about
I think everybody.
I don't know why that has
is wide
changed.
open.
So
Look,
I was
let me
arguing
explain
with somebody black about that.
You
And they
can't-
said,
you
and then
can't
this is what
profile.
they said.
That's
Here's-
one thing. You can't profile people. I don't care what color they are. You can't profile.
Yeah, because you can never tell.
You can't profile. But you have to be aware of the signs.
Right.
You gotta do, it's 95 degrees out. This nigga got on a black trench coat, black boots, black jeans, black tee, and a hoodie with a duffel bag. Ding, ding, ding. Something should be going off in your mind. Something is wrong. Don't let me see what's going to happen. Remove yourself from the situation. You people, it signs all in front of you, but people about to do crazy shit. If you just choose to ignore it. Or you too nosy and want to see. I ain't never seen so many people start running towards gunshots with their phones out or fights with their phones out in my life.
Not me.
In my life. If you see somebody, you walking in the mall, you in the store, if you see a fight, people start going towards. If you ain't going over there to break it up or stop it from happening, where's you going over there?
Like that lady at that
Yeah,
live treatment center, she said, we ran, we ducked, we was hiding, they started shooting at us, and she was talking about it, and they took cover, and they ran for cover. But when I was talking about that shooting, you know, somebody black was like, well, I guess they wanted him, they wanted to take him in like that because they wanted to figure out why he did it.
Who cares why?
Who cares why?
Who cares?
You didn't ever want to figure out why we did something?
Exactly. Who cares why?
Who cares why?
Who cares? I read this little meme that says, if the shooter turns out to be Hispanic, build a wall. Arab, and Muslims. Black Lives Matter are terrorists. White, we need to ask ourselves, how are we as a society failing these poor, troubled young men? What kinds of movies, video games, and music are we making?
He didn't have a father. He gets that whole.
Now you see that's the case that attorney is trying to make for the man that went in. I think it's for the Texas shooting. That he didn't have he come from a broken home. He didn't have a father figure, so that's part of the reason why he did what he did, and he shouldn't be tried so harshly. And he really didn't mean to say that 45 was the reason. You know, he just had all of this. Whatever. That's what you said out your mouth. You said, I'm doing it because my president said.
And everything that he had on social media and stuff that was in his room, you know, then his parents, I guess they said, well, you don't ever go in his room. That's his area. That's his privacy. You know, they say things like that. And they, you know, protect. They protect and say things like that. It's a sad situation, but what's common about all of it?
In a black house, you ain't shut no door.
Yeah, you don't shut.
You ain't shut a door. You ain't shut no bedroom door.
Right.
But you got that door shut for. Open this door. You ain't no such thing as no privacy in your space. And if you stay in your mama's house past 18, 21 years old, you still ain't getting no damn privacy. You might be able to shut the door now. But you still ain't got no privacy. Ain't no such thing as no privacy when you living under somebody else's roof.
And the thing that's in common with all of them is the fact that they've got all of these assault rifles.
Assault rifles.
Why?
Because you want to assault people. That's what you buy assault rifles.
What you need it for?
Well, it's about that time, y'all. We done did our 2 hours. We appreciate each and every one of y'all that tuned in on the app, WMSK Online on the app, on YouTube, on Facebook Live. We definitely appreciate you. Please take a second to like and share. And
go for your best host.
Hug somebody, Mom. When you get up tomorrow, you know, hug somebody. There's no point to somebody in your house.
Well, have somebody tonight.
Give them a hug and tell them that you love them. You know, because you could go to work, but you might not make it home. Anything can happen to you. You know, living in dire times. Things are just so out of hand and crazy. So while you have your chance, if you want to give somebody flowers, give them flowers. Don't wait to put them on their casket. September 11th, no, I do not want to hug you. And that's something you hold your arm now. So you coming from the family.
We are the world.
But we're going to check out next week. When we come back again with more time. I think next week we're going to do some confessions next week.
Okay.
I'm calling these ladies out. We're doing some confessions.
That sounds fun. Confession.
So make sure you tune in for next week as I get all the dirt on these two. Next week, y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming. Thank y'all.
I got no dirt.
Good night, God bless.
See y'all. Dirt. What dirt you talking about? What are we doing next week? How's confession supposed to work? Confession.